In the heart of the fairy mist forest, morning didn't just arrive, it drifted in like a dream. Golden light spilled gently through the thick canopy, touching mossy stones and sleepy petals. The trees stood tall like guardians of old stories, wrapped in a silver mist that curled through their roots. All around, the air felt soft, as if holding its breath. And beneath it all, something shifted quietly, something the forest hadn't felt in a long, long time. Deeby, the baby deer with eyes full of wonder, pranced playfully through the ferns. His hooves tapped little rhythms on the earth, each bounce sending sparkles of dew into the air. But then, a tremble. Just a flicker beneath the moss. He froze, ears perked, heart racing in curiosity. The world had changed, not in noise or color, but in feeling. The ground itself had whispered something only he could hear. High above, Lila hovered with her shimmering wings, catching the sun like crystal. She tilted her head, sensing a current in the air. Not wind, but something older, deeper. The light around her dimmed just slightly. Her glowing skin reflected the shifting energy, and in that stillness she knew the forest was waking in a way it hadn't for ages, and it had something to say. Dara, tall and graceful, moved with silent confidence between the trees. Her senses were sharp, grounded. She didn't prance or pause, she listened. The forest pulsed beneath her hooves too, and she didn't ignore it. She stood still, shielding Deeby and Lila with a quiet strength, watching, reading the silence. If something was coming, she would face it first. Together, the trio followed the invisible trail. Trees loomed taller here, vines hung low, and the sunlight narrowed into slivers. Deeby's usual skips grew quieter. Lila floated lower to the ground. Even the birds stopped singing. They were not afraid, but something was certainly watching them, or waiting. And the deeper they went, the more alive the silence became. A low hum thrummed beneath their hooves and wings. It came and went like breath, slow and ancient. Leaves shimmered without wind. The moss beneath them pulsed softly with golden light. Lila's face tightened with concern. Dara stood taller. Deeby leaned against his sister. The forest wasn't just reacting, it was calling. And there it was, a massive ancient tree, twice the size of any other. Its bark was split with glowing cracks, its roots thick like sleeping serpents. It radiated memory. Lila floated up to it, fingertips brushing the surface as if in greeting. Light pulsed back. A song without sound passed between them. The forest was remembering, and it remembered pain. The ground beneath them cracked like thunder wrapped in light. Dust rose. The forest shifted. Deeby stumbled back, wide-eyed. Lila hovered close, wings thrumming fast. Dara took position in front of them both, head lowered, hoofs firm. The forest was not breaking, it was revealing. From the glowing wound in the earth rose a creature unlike any tale ever told. It was made of roots, stone, moss, and time. Eyes like deep emeralds blinked slowly. It did not roar. It did not move to strike. It simply stood, watching, breathing, and somehow aching. Everything stopped. Trees leaned in, insects froze mid-buzz. Even the mist held itself still. The guardian said nothing, but its presence filled the space like thunder. Deeby took a shaky step back. Lila floated beside him, her glow gentle but firm. Dara stood in front of them both, her eyes steady, never blinking. And then the smallest among them moved. Deeby stepped forward, his hooves careful but sure. He looked up, so small beneath the ancient giant. Yet he didn't fear it. Something inside him, deeper than words, felt connected. Behind him, Lila hovered close. Dara watched with a still heart. One step can change everything. Deeby reached out, nose trembling, and touched the creature's bark-like hand. The moment stretched. A soft light passed between them. The air shimmered. Lila hovered just behind, her light joining the glow. Deeby lowered her head, eyes softening. No words were spoken, but peace spoke louder than fear. The guardian didn't fall. It melted gently into the earth, back into roots and moss and stone. Lila began to glow brighter, her voice rising in a song not meant for words. Dara tapped her hooves gently. Deeby watched, heart wide open. The forest joined the music. It had always known how to sing. Slowly, all things softened. Light faded into leaves. Moss settled. Trees stood tall again. The danger was never a threat. It was a plea. And now the forest pulsed once more with quiet joy. The trio stood in silence, understanding what had passed without needing to explain it. Beneath the golden canopy, Deeby stood beside his sister. Lila floated gently above, her wings catching the fading light. Dara remained strong, ever watchful. The forest had spoken and they had listened, and in the softest winds, in the hush between rustling leaves, they heard it still whispering, "You belong here." Don't forget to like, leave a beautiful comment, share with a dear friend, subscribe, and hit the bell button for new updates. See you in the next adventure. Until then, take care and have a great one. Bye!